one-strike offering here from Reed. Ballant chops one high off the plate. It is the third baseman, Maxwell, picking. He throws it to first base in time, but Williams comes in to score the tying run, and we're deadlocked at 1 apiece here in the first. Denton hustles over to second base, and the Eagles will gladly take that, manufacturing a run here in the opening inning. Denton takes off for second. And now here's Zach Bose, 226 hitter for the season. And the first pitch to Bose is a breaking ball on the inside corner for a strike. Well, we've talked about Bose's struggles, but one of the best games of his career came at Lenoir-Rhyne back in 2020. Hit 2 home runs, drove in 6 in February of 2020. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on a pitch that goes through the legs of the catcher, and Denton will take off for third base. So a wild pitch gets Denton over to third. And with an 0-2 count here on Bose, is today the day that he can break out of his slump? And not just that as the question. Can he turn up the consistency? The 0-2. Bose pops it up. This one first base side. McPeak straddling the line. Now steps into foul ground to make the catch. And that ends the inning. Eagles get a run, though. And through the opening inning, we're deadlocked at 1 apiece. Could be a good day of baseball here between two of the top teams in the South Atlantic Conference. Hang with us. 1-1 is your score.
Protect your home from unwanted electrical surges like lightning. AEC can install a surge protection device at your electric meter. The device works by diverting excess voltage either back into the system or to the ground. AEC also offers power strips for use inside your home to protect electronics and other items. The cost of this protective service from AEC is $9.95 per month. Ordering today affords you no connection fee. AEC. We're power with purpose.
Dorm food got you down? Need a home-cooked meal? Then Lisa's Country Kitchen is for you. Lisa's Country Kitchen has been feeding Carson-Newman students for 15 years. Lisa's has a family-friendly atmosphere all day long, from the morning with their $2.99 breakfast specials to dinner with Lisa's fresh, never-frozen steaks. Carson-Newman students get a 10% discount with their student ID.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
Leading off the second, number 8, Wade Kuda.
No, Pridmore threw 13 pitches in the opening inning. He did give up a run, but retired the final 3 batters of the frame. And Wade Kuda will start off the inning for Lenoir-Rhyne. We're tied at 1 here in the second. Kuda, a 2-run home run. He drove in 3 yesterday. And Pridmore's first pitch is a breaking ball that Kuda fouls back. 1 strike and nothing. Well, Kuda extended his hitting streak to 11 consecutive games. His career best streak, 14 in a row. 0-1 the count here to one of the best power hitters in the league, the 0-1. Kuda bunts it, and of course, just as I say that, he squares the bunt. And yesterday, he squared the bunt and bunted a ball foul. The next hitter, though, Sal Caricato, hit a 3-run home run. Kuda's in a 2-strikes-to-nothing hole in a 1-1 ball game here in the second inning. Pridmore gets the sign from Bright. And here's the 0-2 pitch. And he twists a breaking ball well outside. Just the third pitch out of the zone for the right-hander. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, both of these teams have played challenging overall schedules this year. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He gets a strikeout of Kuda. Good breaking pitch that was a little bit off the plate, and Kuda chases after, and the first strikeout for Pridmore. So he retires the leadoff man. And prior to that, the leadoff man had been aboard 9 of the first 10 innings of this series. Here's Bryce Stober. Pridmore starts him with another breaking ball. This one drifts below the knees. Ball 1. Stober had a really, really good day yesterday. 3 hits, was on base 4 times in 5 tries. The 1-0. Hits the inside corner for a strike, 1-1. Now, you always wonder how a team is going to respond after yesterday. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That gets yanked well down and away. 2 balls and a strike. Carson-Newman has lost 3 in a row and in danger of falling below 500 if they can't get a win here today. The Eagles had a lengthy team chat after the ball game yesterday, and I'm always curious to see how a team responds after that. The 2-1. This one hit sharply back up the middle, over the glove of Pridmore, past the diving glove of Gibbs, and into right center field for a base hit. Well, Stober, we saw it yesterday. He can hit with the best of them, and when he's hitting in the 7th spot in the lineup, that is quite the luxury to have. So he's on base, and here's Mason Maxwell. Maxwell had a hit and was hit by a pitch. He also struck out twice. Stober, 16 steals at first base, leads the team. 1-1 in the second, and Maxwell looks at a breaking ball low and outside for ball 1. Great to have you on board today. The sun's slightly poking out here at the ballpark. Rain in the forecast tomorrow, but today's the good day. 1-0 the count. Here's the pitch, and it's a fastball well upstairs and outside. 2-0. We'll even have some fans down in the right field corner here at the ballpark today. Brought out the lawn chairs up on the grass. The 2-0. Maxwell takes a changeup at the knees for strike 1. 2-1. Almost every seat filled here along the first base line. A good amount of fans below the press box as well. 2 balls and a strike. Pridmore steps off and throws to first. Well, depending on how things go today, next weekend could be a free-for-all for the regular season title. 2-1, the pitch. Fouled straight back. Maxwell went down to go get that one. As entering today, Newberry was the top team in the league, but 5 teams are within 3 games. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the pitch. Breaking ball, just missed outside. Eagles really wanted that one. Didn't get the call, and the count runs full at 3-2. And, of course, with this year's new tournament format, the top 2 seeds, really a lot to play for those 2 groups. 3-2 the count. Long hold from Pridmore, still holding. Time called just as he was pitching. They call a clock violation. So there's ball 4, and Pridmore's pitch, I think, would have missed outside anyway. So it's a 1-out walk after a 1-out single. And runners at first and second base for the 9-hole batting. Zach Evans. Well, certainly something that you have to get used to. There are no clocks here at the ballpark like you would have at maybe D1 schools and then, of course, at the major league level. Zach Evans at the plate, right-hand hitter, takes a fastball down the middle for strike 1, 0-1. Evans yesterday a hit in 5 tries. He did hit into one of the 2 double plays that LR bounced into. Carson-Newman would gladly accept that right now in a 1-1 ball game in the second. Pridmore holds, now pitches, and it's off the end of the bat and bounced over towards the first base on deck circle. 0-2. Well, Pridmore gets ahead, and he's working with a much better pace this time around after he was called for that clock violation. No balls and 2 strikes. Pridmore pauses. Here it is. Doesn't entice him to chase a breaking ball that ended up right along the dirt turf. They count of 1 ball and 2 strikes. Eagles infield playing back. Denton playing behind the runner at first. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pridmore pitches. And again, tries the off-speed pitch. Evans watches it the whole way, and it misses off the plate. Counts even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lenoir-Rhyne getting a run in the opening inning. Eagles answered with a run of their own. More action here in the second. Pridmore holds the 2-2. Fastball chopped to third base. Bose picks, bobbles, throws to second, and that is the only out that the Eagles are going to get. Pretty good work, though, by Bose to be able to hold on to that baseball and at least get the out at second. I'm not sure that they would have had the double play anyway. Evans does run pretty well. So runners at the corners, exact same situation as we had in the first. With 2 outs, McLean made a nice slide and catch in center. And here's Blake Bean. He ambushed the first pitch of the day and roped a double to the wall and left. Righty against left-hand batter, and the first pitch to Bean is a hard rocket to deep right field. Williams watches it leave the yard. Bean's 16th home run of the season gives LR a 4-1 lead in the second. Well, Bean not missing that pitch. And a 3-run blast gives LR the 3-run lead. You could tell right off the bat that thing was trouble. A 2-route home run, and here's Cole Laskowski, and he swings at the first pitch, lifts it down the left field line. Smith going back into the corner, and this one is foul as it goes over the fence down in the left field corner. 1 strike and nothing here to Laskowski. Well, mentioned it yesterday. This is an LR group that hits home runs for the best of them. 25 more than any other team in the league this year. And Carson-Newman, yet again, digging itself an early hole. Behind 4-1 here in the second inning. And that's the thing that you can ill afford. It's fine to give up home runs against this power hitting group. You just can't give up 3-run shots. Laskowski fouls a breaking ball off of the plate. He's in an 0-2 hole. Pridmore working here from the stretch. The right-hander lifts the leg and pitches, and Laskowski strikes out swing, but it gets under the legs of Bright. He picks it up and will not have a play. So it is a punch out, but the inning continues. Well, those are plays that have happened this weekend for Carson-Newman so far. Right-hand pitcher takes a look at the sign and pitches and misses high on the first pitch. So 1 ball and no strikes to count. Here's the offering, and there's a fastball in the outside corner for a strike, 1-1. That'll go in as a pass ball against Bright on a pitch low that I think he could have handled. Instead, the count at 1 ball and 1 strike to Caricato as LR continues to hit here in the second, leading 4-1. The pitch, that one goes to the backstop. Bright picks it up, throws down to second base. It kicks off of Gibbs, but Laskowski will hold there. That'll be a wild pitch. So a pass ball, now a wild pitch. And another runner in scoring position for the Bears. Two balls and a strike here to Caricato. The next offering will already be the 40th of the day for Pridmore. Right-hander sets and pitches. And it's a swing and miss. Good tight slider that ended up off the plate. And Caricato waves over the top of it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pridmore trying to end the damage right here. Eagles behind by 3 in the second. Pridmore on the first base side of the slab. Comes set. Holds. Looks at second. And pitches. And another slider. This is a pretty good looking pitch. Just a little bit outside. Not by much. Ashley Smith calling the balls and strikes today. And Pridmore didn't get the call. Count is full. It's a Caricotto. Pridmore's ready, and here comes his 3-2 pitch. Never gave it a chance. Ball 4. Had another breaking ball, and Caricotto, good patience. Understood where the pitch sequence was going to go, so instead of getting the strikeout and getting out of this inning, it turns into the pass ball, a wild pitch, a walk. And here's Cole Stanford, a ground out to second base in his lone trip. Eagles picked to second base. Gibbs was hustling in there, and the throw was late. Laskowski didn't have that big of a lead. Righty against right-hand batter. Pridmore brings it up there, and it's a pretty good-looking breaking ball. He's had that pitch a few times today. LR's done a really nice job of, for the most part, staying back on these breaking balls. 1 strike, pitch. That misses outside, and a fake throw down to second by Bright as the count holds it at 1-1. Well, the biggest question for Carson-Newman today is, can they work some clean and crisp innings? Feels like every inning of this series so far, they have really had stressful pitches. Here's the 1-1. Shot down the right field line. This will slice into the corner foul. 1-2. I mean, you look at yesterday, Culpepper faced the minimum in the 4th, but he walked the leadoff batter. Faced 1 over the minimum in the 5th. Otherwise, every other inning, LR had multiple men on base. 1-2 pitch. High pop-up. Infield, right side. Gibbs will circle underneath it. The second baseman makes the catch on the dirt to end the inning. But Lenoir-Rhyne sends 8 more men to the plate, and a 3-run home run from Blake Bean has given the Bears a 4-1 early edge in this one. Eagles coming to the bat rack in the second inning when we return.
We love to cheer for our home teams, like the Eagles. It means more when we're rooting for the people we know. Did you know Tri-Lite is your home team internet provider? We're right here in Jefferson City, serving the people we know with our ultra-fast, ultra-reliable fiber broadband network. And we'd love to serve you. Learn more at trilite.net or by calling 833-847-0824. Go Eagles!
Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles.
Blake Bean's 3-run home run in the second inning has given Lenoir-Rhyne a 4-1 lead. And Carson-Newman will come back to the dish here in the second. Their second go-around, trailing it by 3. Nelson Smith starts it off, 287 hitter for the season. Yesterday was hitless in 3 tries. Reed back out there in his first pitch of the inning. Smith bunts it, third base side, but foul. For strike 1. 1 strike and nothing, the count. Here to the right-hand hitting Nelson Smith. Eagles have tried a couple bunts already early. The 0-1. Smith hits it sharply, past the diving shortstop, and into left field for a base hit. Good poke from Smith and a leadoff single for the Eagles here in the second. Smith just yanked that ball in the hole. And Nelson Smith, who has stepped into a nice role for the Eagles with a base knock. So the runner at first base now. A right-handed hitting Dalton McLean stands in, and he takes a high fastball high and tight for ball 1. Third baseman Maxwell is right on the cutout of the grass, thinking McLean might be laying down a bunt. It's a nice size hole on the right side of the infield. 1-0. McLean takes a fastball. This one's a called strike on the inner half. The second baseman Laskowski playing close up the middle, and with the first baseman McPeak holding on the runner, if McLean just trickled one to the right side, it would be a base hit. 1-1 the count. Reed holds and pitches, and there's a fastball right down the middle for a called strike. Reed throws typically in the low 90s, and sources tell us that he was at 95 in the first inning. 1-2. McLean late on a fastball, flops it into the first base side. Grassy area. 1 ball and 2 strikes. McLean 246 for the season. Yesterday drew 2 walks and had a single, so he was on base 3 times. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Reed lifts that left leg and pitches, and McLean hits a high pop-up off a third foul. I'll read at 6'7", 200. And I mentioned his numbers, despite the fact that his ERA entering this year was north of 7 for his career. He's never lost a game. He's 9-0, and that's what happens when your team the last couple of years has won 70-plus games. And there haven't been a whole lot of losses to speak of, just 9 so far this year. And they've won 11 straight road games. Reed's 1-2. Check swing, strike 3 call. It was a perfectly executed curveball at the bottom of the zone, and Reed gets his first punch out. So with 1 out and the runner at first base, here's Aiden Gibson. Gibson yesterday had a base hit that kick-started Carson-Newman's 4-run third. One of the 5 hits of the day for the Eagles. So the runner at first base in a 4-1 ball game here in the second. Reed ready to go. The righty pitches, and it's a curveball that's pushed foul off of first base. 1 strike and nothing. Lenoir-Rhyne this season, 21-1 when they score first. And it's tough to come back against this team. The 0-1. Fastball low, 1-1. They have a great bullpen, and they do such a good job of adding runs to their ledger. Eagles gave up a season high 16 hits yesterday. Throw to first base, Smith back. Smith's been tempted a couple times. He does have 5 steals this year. Now the count holding here at a ball and a strike to Gibson. Reed working out of the stretch after the leadoff base hit. 1-1 pitch. High with a fastball. 2 balls and a strike. Yesterday was the team's 19th win by at least 5 runs, beating the Eagles by 8. 2-1 the count. Reed pitches. That's high and tight, right underneath the hands. 3-1. Spencer Bright awaits in the on-deck circle. Smith getting a good lead over at first base. 3 balls and a strike. Reed delivers. That's inside. There's ball 4. And the Eagles have 2 men aboard here with 1 out in the second inning, trailing at 4-1. And Spencer Bright will come to the plate. Hitless in 18 at-bats so far this season, and hitless in his last 20 dating back to last year. And you have to imagine that his task right here is just either to try to be patient enough to draw a walk or lay down a sacrifice. Reed pitches. Bright swings at the first pitch, fillets it foul on top of the first base dugout for strike 1. It was almost a slow motion swing by Bright. Pitch up and in, and I don't even think he followed through completely. 1 strike and nothing. Right-hander Reed kicks and fires. And Bright smacks one into the ground, and it's a base hit into right center field. In to score Smith. Spencer Bright's first hit of the year. Gets the Eagles on the board in the second to trim it down to a 2-run deficit. Gibson all the way to third. And how about Spencer Bright? Pounded it into the surface. Laskowski, who was going to cover second base, slipped as he was trying to recover to get back over to the baseball. First hit of the year for Bright. Had been hitless in his last 11 games. And now with runners at the corners and 1 out, here's Spencer Williams. Drew a walk in the first inning. Eagles down 4-2 in the second. Reed pitches, zips a fastball on the inside corner for strike 1. Well, how about Carson-Newman's response? Even though LR gets a 3-run home run in the top half of this inning, Carson-Newman's offense that is averaging just 4 runs a game in the last month, putting pressure. The 0-1. Williams squared to bunt. Backs away, takes a fastball up and away for a ball. Maxwell was charging down the line. And certainly for Carson-Newman, the thoughts of a safety squeeze, very prevalent. A team that just looking to manufacture runs. Here's the 1-1. He did swing at it. That is a strike. And it counts 1-2. It was a breaking ball up and away. Williams started to swing super late. And trying to bring the bat head back. Didn't do so quickly enough. And it cost him a strike. He's in a 1-2 hole. Bright at first. Gibson at third. Reed's 1-2. Foul ball back. Looked like it's a breaking ball again from Reed. And Williams got enough of it to flip it off the top of the mask of Cole Stanford, the catcher. Well, great to have you on board here today. We'll have both games for you on these very networks with Carson-Newman looking to snap a 3-game losing streak and LR trying to win a 12th consecutive road game. Here's the 1-2. Misses low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lenoir-Rhyne hasn't lost a road game since the early part of March. That was against Coker 44 days ago, 9-7. That was a midweek game against the Cobras. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch. Williams flies it foul down the left field line. Well, neither pitcher has been economical so far. The next pitch from Reed will be his 40th of the day. And Pridmore's already eclipsed that through his first 2 innings. Both teams' bullpens have been solid this season. Eagles behind 4-2 here in the second. Runners at the corners and 1 out. Reed with another break even. Williams takes a breaking ball. That's a called strike 3 on the outside corner. I don't think Carson-Newman liked that call. That pitch looked like it was a little bit off of the plate in real time, but that is the second punch out of the inning for Reed. Both have been looking. And here's Will Gibbs. Gibbs a ground out to first on a very defensive swing. And with runners at the corners, he's been one of Carson-Newman's best hitters in these spots. First pitch to him, misses down and in for ball one. Well, Gibbs has been really a good pickup for this Eagle group and has slotted in nicely in the top of the lineup now after being at the bottom for much of the year. The 1-0. Inside corner with a heater. 1-1. Gibbs this season, 15 of 32 with runners in scoring position. It's a .469 batting average. Nobody has a better average in these spots on the roster than Gibbs. Eagles behind by a pair here in the second. 2 outs. Runners at the corners, the 1-1. Gibbs thought about pulling the trigger on a curveball. Doesn't do so, and it's strike 2 called at the knees. So Gibbs in a 1-2 hole. Eagles really want to get that runner in from third base. Behind by a 4-2 tally here in the second. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Reed delivers. Runner takes off. Gibbs shoots it down the left field line, but foul. A little bit out in front of the breaking pitch. Reed has relied heavily on that breaking ball, and with that fastball, the Eagles at times off balance. Maxwell's close to the third base line down there. Would have been a tough play to get it past him. A 1-2. Runner takes off again. There's strike 3 swinging. Gibbs will run down to first, but the throw will be down there to complete the strikeout. So Reed ends up striking out the side in an inning in which he gives up a run. But that is all the Eagles get. And we have seen each team score in their first 2 trips to the plate. Lenoir-Rhyne leads it 4-2, however, as we go to the third here on the Eagles Sports Network.
At InterDigital, we strive to be a leading provider of cutting-edge digital and marketing solutions. At InterDigital, we want to help our clients find success. Our team of technology gurus work together to ensure InterDigital continues to progress forward as technology advances. At InterDigital, we make technology work for you. Visit interdigital.com for IT support, web development, virtual tours, graphic design, internet marketing, mobile app, and film production services.
InterDigital, laser focused on your success.
Serving East Tennessee for 40 years, Magaha Electric is the perfect choice for all your electrical projects. Magaha Electric specializes in commercial, retail, manufacturing, residential, and industrial contracting needs. Magaha Electric can provide superior service, technical know-how, and realistic budgeting for any size project in a timely, cost-effective manner. Visit MagahaElectric.com for all your electrical contracting needs. Magaha Electric, your East Tennessee electrical contracting source.
Well, which team can throw up a 0 first? LR a run in the first, 3 in the second. Eagles with a run in each of the first 2 innings. And here in the third, it's Tyler McPeak to start it off against Noah Pridmore in a 4-2 game. And the first pitch from Pridmore misses high and tight for ball 1. McPeak a liner out to center field in the first inning and a diving catch by McLean to end that inning. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Big time cut there by McPeak, who's got 14 long balls this year. Eagles behind by a pair. Pridmore looking for a crisp inning, and the Eagles have had very few of those this weekend. The 1-1 high, 2-1. Next pitch from Pridmore will already be his 50th of the day. 4-2's the score here in this third inning of baseball. Pridmore into his motion, and here comes the 2-1 pitch. And it's shot down the right field line, out of play, 2-2. Well, Carson-Newman had won its last 8 conference home games, a span of 41 days until yesterday, losing it 12-4. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pridmore pitches, and it's hit right back to him on one hop. Pridmore reaches across his body, makes the grab, and throws out McPeak at first after a slight jog to let Dayton Denton, get over to the bag. And that ball is hit sharply on one hop. Pridmore, who had fallen off the first base side of the slab, was able to get that glove back across his body and right in front of his midsection make the play. Leadoff man retired, and Wade Kuda, who struck out his only time up, stands in. 4-2 Bears in the third. The pitch. Foul back. Well, both of these pitchers have had really quality campaigns. And the old adage goes, if you get to an ace, you get to him early, and don't let him settle in. Is this the time where Pridmore is able to settle down? The right-hander's one strike offering coming. High. 1 ball, 1 strike. Eagles behind by a pair. Pridmore into his motion, and the 1-1 yanks it. Low and outside, 2 balls and a strike. Here's the 2-1. High pop-up. This one way up into the air. Left side of the infield. Gibson, the shortstop, calling. Drifting back and still on the dirt. Hauls it in, and that is 3 straight retired by Pridmore. And he's set down the top 2 here in the third. And Bryce Stober will stand in. Well, Bryce Stober has had a terrific weekend. The only time he's been retired was by Jake Shamblin in the 8th inning yesterday. He has 4 hits already for the weekend. 4-2 LR in the third. The first pitch to Stober stays high this time around, up around the letters. 1-0. Eagles haven't set down the Bears in clean 1-2-3 fashion in the series. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Went downstairs with a fastball below the knees, and Stober whiffs. Pridmore eyes the sign from Bright. It's a quick one. And Pridmore turns it loose. Stober shoots it down the right field line over a leaping Denton. This one will roll up into the corner. Williams loses his hat as he picks it up. Stober hustles to second, and he stops there. It's a 2-out double for Stober, who already has his 5th hit of the series. And it's LR's 5th hit of the weekend. So another man in scoring position for the Bears already in this ball game. Each side has 2 hits so far in these scenarios. And Mason Maxwell, who drew a walk his first time up, stands in. Eagles behind, 4-2 in the third. Pridmore starts Maxwell with a fastball that's off the plate, 1-0. Well, of all of Carson-Newman's starting pitching this year, Pridmore has been the man that you can rely on to go the deepest consistently. Right-hander with a pause, the 1-0. Maxwell chops it into the ground. It's out to second base. Gibbs bobbles, recovers with a bare hand, and throws out Maxwell to end the inning. That's a solid inning right there by Noah Pridmore. Gives up the 2-out double, but LR's now stranded 4 on base in the game. Eagles have scored their first 2 times up. Can they make it 3 in a row? Eagles trail it 4-2. We're back with more in a moment.
Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles.
AEC is a distributor for Marathon energy-efficient water heaters. We offer 30-gallon to 105-gallon tanks. Marathon water heaters are durable, lightweight, and warranted not to leak as long as you own your home. Foam insulation allows these thermal storage units to provide long-lasting temperature control. Marathon's lightweight tank is easier to maneuver and position. And the bowl-shaped tank bottom allows complete sediment drain. AEC. We're power with purpose.
Jackson Reed's thrown 45 pitches so far in this game. He's given up 2, but his team has given him 4 runs of run support. And it's a 4-2 advantage right now for Lenoir-Rhyne. 3, 4, and 5 due up for the Eagles. James Denton had a base hit in the first. And the right-hander's first pitch to the left-hand hitter, and Denton rips one into right center field. That is a base hit. His hot hitting continues. Denton a leadoff single. The Eagles have had the leadoff man aboard now in all 3 innings. 4th hit of the game for Carson-Newman. And now Mitch Ballant will stand in. Well, Denton has had some long hitting streaks this year, and he's got a multi-hit ball game here for this Carson-Newman crew. It is his 14th of the year, leads the team. First pitch to Ballant, stays high with a breaking ball, 1-0. Well, Reed walked 6 last weekend. He's given up 2 walks in this one, but he's been in the zone. 32 of his 47 pitches have been strikes. Denton leads away from first. He's got 6 steals this year. Throw over there from Reed. He really turned that thing loose over to first. LR has given up a good chunk of stolen bases this year. Opponents have only been caught 12 times in 83 tries. Here's the 1-0. Ballant waves over the top of it on a curveball. Counts even at a ball and a strike. Well, Carson-Newman trying to keep the pressure on. And they get another run here in the 3rd inning. Denton with a modest lead over at first base. 1 ball and 1 strike, the pitch. That one nearly scraped against the plate as it went into the glove of Stanford. 2-1. Maxwell playing in at 3rd base, right even with the bag. Carson-Newman trails at 4-2. Right-hander pitches. That is low once more. And it's 3-1. Carson-Newman hasn't lost back-to-back series to the Bears at home ever. 3 balls and 1 strike to count. Reed pitches. Ballant fouls right through the legs of the catcher. 3-2. Well, Ballant takes a big, deep breath outside of the box, taps the bat on the turf. Right foot first, left foot in, bat off the plate. Stanford set up inside. And the payoff pitch. Ballant strikes out swinging on a breaking ball down. The last 4 outs that Reed has recorded have all been strikeouts. And he gets one of Carson-Newman's top hitters for his 4th punch out of the day. Carson-Newman trails it 4-2 here in the last of the 3rd. And in steps Zach Bose, hitting below 200 in the last 2 months. Reed stretches. He delivers, and Bose shoots it down the right field line. Long run for Stober. It's past him and rolls all the way to the course. Stober falls down and right. Denton getting the wave around 3rd. Laskowski bobbles the ball. Bose over to 3rd base. It's an RBI triple for Zach Bose. And Carson-Newman's within a run. Great piece of hitting by Bose. Got a fastball up in the zone that he could handle. And he had his sights set on 3rd base the entirety of the way, and Stober tripping certainly helps the cause. The Eagles have scored in every inning. And Carson-Newman's down 4-3, and Bose now a tying run 90 feet away with 1 out. The first pitch to Nelson Smith is on the inside corner for strike 1. Well, I mentioned the prowess of Will Gibbs with runners in scoring position in the last inning. Smith leads the team in hits. He's got 16 of them with runners in scoring position. The 0-1. Smith chops a breaking ball foul off of the plate. It's 0-2. Smith's also been reliable in these spots. With a runner in third and less than 2 outs this season, he's been successful in 11 of 13 tries. So typically when there's a man 90 feet away and less than 2 outs for Smith, he finds a way to get him in. Middle infield is back. He's in an 0-2 hole, though, as Reed pitches. Smith flops it foul off of first base. Reed was trying to elevate the fastball. I don't think he got it up as high as Stanford would have liked him to. Carson-Newman trails it 4-3. Eagles have been behind 1-0 and 4-1. Tied it at 1. The 0-2. Smith, another foul ball. It was another breaking ball from Reed. And the count holding at 2 strikes and nothing. Carson-Newman has rung the bell here in the early going of this ball game. Some clutch hits already for this group. Smith singled his first time up. Here's the 0-2. Smith grounds it out to short. It'll be picked up by Evans. Throw to first is in time. But yet again, Nelson Smith gets the job done. He ties the score on the ground out as Bose steps on home. And we start anew again here in the third, tied at 4. Really good at bat by Smith. He was behind in the count from the jump. And on 0-2, after spoiling a couple pitches, brings in another run. And the first pitch now to Dalton McLean is strike 1 taken on a breaking ball. 1 strike and nothing. Well, there haven't been many times this year where teams have been able to impact Jackson Reed, who entered with a 3.5 ERA. The 0-1 misses low and outside. This is just the 4th time this year that a team has scored 4 or more runs against Reed. 1 ball and 1 strike. The right-hander pitches, and that misses low and outside. It's 2-1. Tried the fastball. It almost looked like he overthrew it, and sometimes you get that with pitchers. Might have a better feel of the breaking ball because they're just pitching rather than trying to hum it in there. The 2-1. McLean bunts it. This one not that great. Barehanded by Reed, and he throws out McLean at first. And that ends the inning. But Carson-Newman able to get 2 runs in the frame. And the Eagles have tied it up at 4 apiece. Carson-Newman on the comeback trail. 4-4 game. We're through the first third of game 1 of this doubleheader today. Hang with us. Pridmore back out there when we return.
We love to cheer for our home teams, like the Eagles. It means more when we're rooting for the people we know. Did you know Tri-Lite is your home team internet provider? We're right here in Jefferson City, serving the people we know with our ultra-fast, ultra-reliable fiber broadband network. And we'd love to serve you. Learn more at trilite.net or by calling 833-847-0824. Go Eagles!
We select our insurance companies the same way you do, very carefully. When you work with us, you can count on receiving fast, courteous, and professional service and quality protection through Auto Owners Insurance. For a no-problem approach for your life, home, car, and business insurance needs, ask us about the No Problem Company, Auto Owners Insurance. Call Bible Insurance Agency at 423-586-4320 or go by 1600 East Andrew Johnson Highway in Morristown, serving the Lakeway area's insurance needs since 1931.
Carson-Newman has come back from a 4-1 deficit, scoring the last 3 runs of the ball game, and the Eagles have tied it at 4 apiece. And Noah Pridmore, after putting up a 0 in the third, is back to work against 9-1-2 in the LR lineup. Zach Evans starts it off, and the right-hander's first pitch of the 4th is a fastball well outside and away for ball 1. Evans, hit into a fielder's choice, but came in to score on the 3-run home run by Bean. 1-0 the count. Pridmore turns it loose, and a breaking ball bounces up there. It's 2-0. Well, Blake Bean's in the on-deck circle. He's seen 2 pitches. He's got a double and a 3-run homer. You know that's sitting in the back of Pridmore's mind, but he has business first here with Evans. 2-0 pitch. On the inside corner, gets the call on a fastball. 2-1. Pridmore fires. Foul ball off of first base. 2 balls and 2 strikes. A little bit of blue skies poking out overhead and should turn into a nice afternoon here at Mossy Creek. Great to have you along for the ride. Michael Watring and our entire crew watching this one with you, hoping you're having a fine Saturday. Pridmore's break-even pitch. Shovel to the first base side. Denton picks. Pridmore covers the bag, and a good throw from Denton leads him to the bag to get the out. And the leadoff man retired for the 3rd consecutive inning after the Eagles had done so just once in the first 10 innings of this series. And now, here comes the question. What does Pridmore go with to Blake Bean? A double and a run scored in the first, 3-run home run in the second. And he bats in the 4th in a 4-4 ball game. Pridmore into his motion, and the right-hander's first pitch. It's the breaking ball, down and in for ball 1. Well, what a get this has been. Bean at the top of the lineup, 16 long balls. 1-0 pitch. Bean bounces it up the first base line, foul. I mean, you have a guy at the top of your lineup with 16 home runs. That is an impressive statistic. This ball ended up down in the right field corner, so we'll have to wait a second for that ball to be cleaned up. And now Pridmore's ready with a 1-ball, 1-strike pitch. Here it is, and it drops down and away. It's 2-1. The nation's leader in home runs is DJ Van Allen of Southern Nazarene. He's got 20 of them this year. Nobody else with more than 17. Bean takes low, 3-1. Bean now sole possession of 4th place. 2 players in front of him with 17 long balls for the year. 3 balls and a strike to Bean. Pridmore lifts the leg and fires, and he misses outside ball 4. Bean draws the walk, and Cole Laskowski will hit. He's been on base twice, even though he struck out his last time up. A pass ball allowed him to get aboard. And a 1-out base runner for Laskowski. 4-4 game here in the 4th. Pridmore lifts the leg and fires. And a changeup drifts outside, ball 1. Well, you got to keep an eye on Bean as well. He's got a dozen stolen bases so far for the year. Each team with 4 runs on 5 base hits so far. Pridmore pitches. That one sails well outside. It's 2-0. Well, that command starting to elude Pridmore. 42 of his 72 pitches have been strikes. And needs one right here. 2-0 the count to Laskowski. He pitches, and he gets a call on the outside corner, clipping the outer black to make it 2-1. Pridmore here in the 4th. With Bean at first base, glances over there. Comes set at the belt. Left leg comes up as he pitches, and it's another swing and miss. Gets one past Laskowski this time. Similar location on the outer half. Counts even at 2-2. We're tied at 4 here in the 4th. Pridmore sent out there on the slab. There goes the runner. The pitch is fouled straight back by Laskowski. Count holds at 2-2, and Bean will have to retreat back to first base. Lenoir-Rhyne has not swept Carson-Newman since the 2001 season, and they've never swept the Eagles. Still 2 games to go, and we're tied at 4 here in game 2. There goes the runner again. The 2-2 is rolled through the right side of the infield for a base hit. Bean keeps chugging right through second and heads to third base. So a 1-out walk and now a 1-out base hit from Laskowski, and Lenoir-Rhyne has him at the corners with 1 out. That was just perfectly placed by Laskowski. And with Bean off and rolling, he was easily getting to third base. 6th hit of the day. And now Sal Caricato, a fly out to deep left. And a walk so far on the day 4-4 here in the fourth. And the first pitch from Pridmore stays high for ball one. Caricado 6'3". Also a Herkimer Community College transfer. That's where Ethan Patch came from. Carson-Newman starter yesterday. The 1-0. Well off the plate. Throw down to third base. Being able to get back in. 2-0 the count. Almost like a default pitch out right there by Carson-Newman. Just eyeing the runner at third. 2 balls and no strikes. Pridmore needs one here. The right-hander delivers and doesn't get it. 3-0. Misses well down and outside. The catcher Cole Stanford awaits in the on-deck circle. And Pridmore in a 3-ball and no strike hole is ready to unfurl his 80th pitch of the day. Here it is. Swing and a miss. Caricado gets the green light. And it was on a breaking ball as well. And it's 3-1. The runners lead away from first and third. You wonder if Pridmore goes right back to the same pitch. The junior right-hander pitches. Tries the fastball this time, but he misses below the knees. And the bases are loaded here for Stanford with 1 out. That's the 4th walk already for Pridmore in this game. And the bases loaded for Cole Stanford, who is 0 for 2 against Pridmore so far. 4 walks matches a career high for Pridmore. Gave up 4 of them against Emory and Henry on February 18th, but got the win in 6 strong innings. And now back to the windup, and Stanford checks his swing, but a strike is called. And now the sun really taking effect here, soaking the surface. And it is bright out there at the ballpark now. 1 strike and nothing to count. Pridmore kicks and fires, and it's hit sharply out to short. Gibson picks, bobbles, everybody's safe. Runner rounding third base. Here comes the throw home. He is out at the plate. And that's the second out of the inning. So run comes in to score. It'll be a fielder's choice ground out. LR leads it 5-4.
Now batting number 35, Tyler McPeak.
So it's the second out of the inning. And here comes Tyler McPeak as he swings and fouls the first pitch up. So officially, Bean scores. Laskowski is out 4-2 at the plate. Caricado at second base, and now Stanford at first as he gets the RBI on the play. 5-4, Bears back in front. McPeak 0 for 2. The 0-1 rolls it foul up the third baseline, 0-2. Carson-Newman has never led in this series. And they now trail for the 3rd different time here today. Have been behind by 1-0, 4-1, 4-2, and now 5-4 tallies. The 0-2. Misses high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, Pridmore has done well at the beginning of innings. It's been the middle and back half that he has just been unable to get these LR hitters. Pridmore holds the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with a tight slider well outside for strike 3. And that ends the inning. Eagles could have had a tailor-made double play ball that could have ended the frame. But instead, LR gets the run home. And we have played 3.5. Carson-Newman trails yet again. And the Eagles respond as they have all day long. Behind 5-4. Let's find out together when we return.
When you're sick and tired of fast food and need a fresh home-cooked meal, turn to Lisa's Country Kitchen. Lisa's been cooking up her fresh, never frozen food for the Lakeway area for more than 15 years. Lisa's cares about her customers. You may enter a stranger, but you'll leave a friend. From foot-long hot dogs to juicy steaks, Lisa's has the best food for the best prices.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92, Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food.
Aramar Aramark. At Aramark, we are great food and great service with great guests. That is the Aramark way. From coffee at Maples to sandwiches in Stokely, Aramark is here to produce high-quality food for you. A foundation of fresh food, a foundation of speedy service, and a foundation that's built for you, now and for the future. That is the Aramark way.
Lenoir-Rhyne regains the lead in the top of the fourth inning on a ground out by Cole Stanford. So Carson-Newman comes to the plate for the fourth consecutive inning behind. It's 5-4 Lenoir-Rhyne on top. Jackson Reed back out there, 62 pitches on his day. And he faces off with Aiden Gibson, the right-hander's first pitch. Gibson rolls it back up the middle into no man's land to the shortstop side of the second base bag, and it's a leadoff single for Aiden Gibson. I thought maybe for a second Laskowski, the second baseman, was going to have enough time to get all the way over to get there. But Gibson is on base for the second time today. It's the sixth hit off of Jackson Reed. And with Carson-Newman behind by one, here Spencer Bright had his first hit of the season to bring in a run in the second. LR expecting a bunt. Eagles behind 5-4 in the fourth. Bright does square. And he backs away and takes a fastball that splits the plate in half for strike one. Well, 19 of Carson-Newman's 32 wins under Coach Tom Griffin against ranked teams have come here at home. Trying to get number 20. The 0-1, Bright squares again, brings the bat back on a breaking ball high and tight. It's 1-1 strike. The Eagles have been really good against the Bears overall, but since Chris Ramirez came to town, been a different story. The Eagles have had a tough time against this senior-laden crew. The 1-1, Bright bunts it. It bounces off of the plate, and it hits Stanford where you would prefer it not to hit you. He immediately went down. That ball bounced off of the plate and came up and hit him right in the mid-region. He has yet to get to his feet, and the trainer and Coach Chris Ramirez heading out there. Yeah, it took one bounce and hit him. Well, the trainer and Coach Ramirez, after a quick walk out there and smiles on their faces, it appears as if Stanford's all right. So Spencer Bright, trying to bunt and get Gibson into scoring position, has failed his first two cracks at it. Now the count at a ball and 2 strikes and Gibson out at first base. You would think the bunt would probably be off at this point. Reed pitches. Bright swings, grounds it third base side. That is a fair ball! And down into the left field corner. Gibson around third base now gets the late stop sign as the throw comes in from Bean. And it is a double for Bright, who's got a multi-hit game after starting the year 0 for 18. His first career multi-hit effort. Maxwell immediately got up and said, "How is that a fair ball?" That ball was really close to going foul. And upon further review, that honestly certainly looks like that was a foul ball. But the Eagles get away with one and now have the tying run 90 feet away with nobody out. Spencer Williams at the plate, and he takes a strike on the outside corner. Well, for Spencer Bright, he'll take him any way that he can get him. And for Carson-Newman, a team that has averaged 4 runs per game in the last month, they'll do the same. 1 strike and nothing to Williams, the pitch. He swings and fouls it off of third base, 0-2. Well, because there was a runner aboard, there was not a third base umpire. You only get 3 of them here. So Trey Hudson was over towards second base. So it's the home plate umpire, Ashley Smith, that has to make the call. 2-strike pitch. Williams strikes out swinging. And that was quick work by Jackson Reed as he gets his 5th punch out of the day. So Will Gibbs will stand in. Carson-Newman trails at 5-4 here in the 4th. Eagles have to take advantage of this. Runners at second and third base, now 1 out. Eagles out hitting the Bears 7-6. The right-hander Reed's pitch misses down and in. Ball 1. This is an LR team that's second in the country in hits entering the weekend. Top 5 in home runs. And Carson-Newman's offense has been with them stride for stride so far. The 1-0 pitch. Gibbs bounces it back up the middle. Laskowski to his right, fields it, throws back behind the runner at third, and now Brightson a rundown. Maxwell home. The tag is applied at the plate to Stanford. By Stanford to Bright to get the out. And to second base goes Gibbs. So that'll be an infield single for Gibbs. Bright to third, and then he is retired. 4-5-2. Gibson scores. It's an RBI for Gibbs. And we're tied at 5. And here comes Denton to the plate. He's got 2 hits today. He is shredded Reed. 5-5 in the 4th. And Reed's first pitch is a breaking ball in the outside corner for a strike. So Gibson scores, and the Eagles have tied it yet again. Back and forth we go. The 0-1 misses down and in, or down and away rather. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the 1-1. Denton takes a breaking ball for strike 2, 1-2. Carson-Newman and LR tied at 5. Reed works out of the stretch. Checks the runner at second base. He pitches, and that's well outside on another breaking ball, 2-2. Well, you can see what Reed's doing here. No fastballs coming to James Denton whatsoever. A 2-hit day, 14th time this year with a multi-hit effort. Reed's ready in his break-even pitch. Coming to the plate. That's well outside again. And it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Well, first base is open if Reed does prefer to work to Mitchell Ballant. Gibbs out at second base with 2 outs. We're tied at 5 in the 4th in Game 2 of this 3-game set. LR winning yesterday, 12-4. And Reed's ready to go with a payoff pitch. Here it is. And Denton strikes out swinging. It was a curveball down in the zone. He's down on strikes. And that ends the inning. And Carson-Newman has come back to tie it, however, at 5 apiece. Which of these 2 teams can get some shutdown innings on the mound? We'll find out when we return on the Eagle Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
Insurance, it's about people, not things. It's about security. It's about confidence. It's about relationships. It's about trust. It's about you. As a local independent agent, Bible Insurance Agency can design an insurance program that's just right for you and your family. Give the people you love safe, sound, secure protection from Auto Owners Insurance. Call Bible Insurance Agency 423-586-4320 or go by 1600 East Andrew Johnson Highway in Morristown.
No, Pridmore's thrown 87 pitches through 4 innings. He's given up 5 earned. He's walked 4. He's given up 6 hits. He's struck out 3. He's made pitches when he needs to. And here's Wade Kuda to start it off. And Kuda ropes one down the left field line. That's a fair ball, rolling towards the corner. Cut off by Smith. He slips, and Kuda is hustling into second base with a leadoff double here in the 5th. And Carson-Newman has now given up a hit in each of the first 5 innings. So the leadoff man on base for the first time since the first. Bryce Stober, who's got 5 hits this weekend and has only been retired 1 time, is at the plate. Corner infield in. Stober squares, bunts it, foul, off of the plate for strike 1. Carson-Newman in a good spot offensively. Now the question is, can the pitching staff just tame this LR offense that has been excellent all year? Stober squaring, corner infield in, pinching. Now he brings it back, and he hits a towering chopper out towards Gibbs. Gibbs will not have a play, and that'll be an infield single for Stober. Well, there is no chance, once that ball hit a second time, that anybody was going to have an opportunity. Kuda hustles over to third. That's the 8th hit of the day and an infield single for Stober, who's got 3 more hits in this ball game. It is the 16th 3-hit game of his career, more than anybody else on the roster. And Mason Maxwell coming to the plate. We'll have a quick chat with Coach Chris Ramirez, the third base coach. We're tied at 5. Each team has 8 hits, and Carson-Newman coach Tom Griffin's going to head out to the mound as well. And Carson-Newman will discuss its strategy out there on the mound. Well, busy day of action around the rest of the conference because a lot of the games yesterday were moved. Some of the series starting this afternoon. Only 3 games took place yesterday. Limestone beating Emory and Henry 14-11. The 5-0 win for Wingate over the Newberry Wolves. And game 2 has started between those clubs. Limestone leading Emory and Henry 4-2 in the 6th. LMU 1-0 edge on UVA Wise, and Wingate leads Newberry 1-0. That game's in the 3rd. So the meetings break up. Here's Maxwell. 5-5. Maxwell squares the bunt, pushes it right back to Pridmore, and Pridmore now has Kuda in a rundown. Pridmore will run back to Kuda. There was no tag. Now Kuda is still in a rundown. He wants the runner to head over to third base. The throw down. Bose makes the tag, and now the runners will move over to second and third, and Coach Tom Griffin could not be any more frustrated with the third base umpire, Trey Hudson. And LR benefits by getting the extra bases after that situation. Pridmore hustling down the line. Well, I don't think that he made the tag, but Kuda gave up on it. And Coach Tom Griffin's having a chat about that right now. Yeah, it definitely looks like Pridmore missed the tag. So it'll be a fielder's choice. Stober to third. So Kuda is out 1-5-2. And the runners advance a bag. The second and third. So the infield in with one out. Now Spencer Bright calls for time, and he wants to get on the same page with Noah Pridmore. Well, it's alert play there by Kuda. He knew that he was in a rundown immediately on the squeeze bunt, and he was waving over his teammates saying, get over here. I'll try to hold on as long as I can. So with one out, the infield in, and Zach Evans at the plate, and Carson-Newman will make a pitching change. So we'll tell you about the new pitcher. 5-5's the score here in the fifth, and we'll tell you about the new hurler when we come back. We're tied at 5, and Griff Hughes out of the bullpen. We'll tell you about him when we return. Well, Carson-Newman calls on Griff Hughes to come in with runners at second and third base and one out here in the fifth. Hughes has been one of the most used pitchers in the country this year. This is his 21st appearance. The left-hander fires, and he yanks one down and in, and that pitch misses for a ball. Well, Bright knocked it down. It was actually his thumb protector that he has on that left thumb inside of his mitt that popped off, and the ball just deadened right on the chalk. Hughes 4-2 with a 5.5 ERA, 48 punch-outs in 36 innings. One ball and no strikes. Infield in. The pitch. Evans takes strike one on the inside corner. 1-1. Well, Hughes, through 2 innings at Young Harris on Wednesday, gave up just a run. 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Slider, foul back. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hughes did pitch against LR a year ago in an inning and a third. He walked 3 and gave up a run. Now, how do the Eagles pull out of this one? 1 ball and 2 strikes. Runners at second and third base and 1 out in a 5-5 game in the fifth. Hughes pitches, and it's grounded slowly to third base. Bose picks, throws home. Tag is applied, not in time. Sliding in under the tag was Stober. Everybody's safe. LR regains the lead at 6-5. The throw from Bose was maybe a little bit high. Bright did a good job of getting the tag down. And it was a bang-bang play at the plate. And probably only the only play that Bose had. And I'm not sure that we're going to get a good enough look. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like Stober, I think, got in underneath the tag. So it's a fielder's choice. Maxwell to third, Stober in. An RBI for Evans. And Lenoir-Rhyne is back out in front. Back-to-back fielder's choices. This one does not net an out. Stober scores, and Lenoir-Rhyne yet again has taken a lead. It's 6-5. And here's Blake Bean. He's been on base and scored 3 times today. First time he'll see a left-hand pitcher. Runners at the corners, 1 out here in the fifth. Hughes starts him with a breaking ball down and away for ball one. Well, Eagles don't have a lot of lefties that they can offer this season, but Hughes is certainly their most used guy. Left-handers hitting .250 against him this season. 1 ball and no strikes. 6-5 game in the 5th. Hughes picks over to first base, sending Evans back. He's got 3 steals this year. Well, that extra base running that LR put in pays off with 1 run so far. Here's the 1-0. Foul back on a slider that somewhat hovered in the zone. 1-1. Well, Bean has been ultra aggressive. Here today, he has swung early and often in counts. 1 ball and 1 strike. Runners at the corners. Hughes pitches way high on a slider. 2-1. Well, both sides offensively have gotten a lot of base runners, have put a lot of guys on base. And the pitchers have been highly stressed. 2-1. Bean skies it. Third base side. This one will stay in play. Foul ground. Bose makes the play. And on the transfer, the ball pops out of his mitt. The home plate umpire, Ashley Smith, makes the call. It is the second out of the inning. Both runners stay put. Foul pop-up. Bose made the catch, and it's a second straight day in which a Carson-Newman player makes a catch in foul ground and then trying to transfer it just as the ball hit the ground. Yesterday they didn't get the call. And here's Cole Laskowski. 2 hits, and the left-hand hitter takes strike 1 on the inside corner as Hughes gets ahead at 0-1. 6-5. Lenoir-Rhyne back in front. They have led on 4 separate occasions in this game after Carson-Newman has come back to tie it. 1 strike and nothing to count. Hughes pitches. That one just missed inside. Looked very similar to the last pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hughes comes set on the first base side. Looks at the ground, now pitches. And that misses upstairs a little bit. 2-1. Well, for Hughes, that slider is his go-to pitch against left-hand hitters, but he can zing in that fastball as well. Here's his 2-1. This one, no chance on a breaking ball, and it's 3 balls and a strike to Laskowski. Well, Hughes wipes some sweat off with his glove, holds the ball behind his back, now brings it together. The left-hander holds. 3-1. Strike at the knees, outside corner. And that runs the count full at 3-2, so that means that Evans will get a running start at first base. Runners at the corners, 2 outs. Lenoir-Rhyne leading it 6-5 in game 2 of this series. Hughes pauses. Here's the pitch. That is strike 3 called on the outside corner. Hughes freezes in with another slider. And Griff Hughes comes in and does some fine work in relief. But LR is able to score yet again. Back and forth we go. Bears lead for the 4th separate time today. It's 6-5. Eagles have come back to tie it 3 times. Can they do it a 4th? We'll find out when we come back.
Protect your home from unwanted electrical surges like lightning. AEC can install a surge protection device at your electric meter. The device works by diverting excess voltage either back into the system or to the ground. AEC also offers power strips for use inside your home to protect electronics and other items. The cost of this protective service from AEC is $9.95 per month. Ordering today affords you no connection fee. AEC. We're power with purpose.
Dorm food got you down? Need a home-cooked meal? then Lisa's Country Kitchen is for you. Lisa's Country Kitchen has been feeding Carson-Newman students for 15 years. Lisa's has a family-friendly atmosphere all day long, from the morning with their $2.99 breakfast specials to dinner with Lisa's fresh, never-frozen steaks. Carson-Newman students get a 10% discount with their student ID.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
Off the bottom of the fifth, number 19, Mitch Allen.
Bottom of the fifth inning here at the Silver Diamond Baseball Complex. Jackson Reed back to work. Carson-Newman has tied the score 3 times, and they trail 6-5 here in the fifth. Reed's first pitch of the inning is a swing and miss on a slider down and away. No balls and a strike. And close the book on Noah Pridmore. 4 1/3 innings, 6 earned runs on 8 hits and 4 walks, 3 strikeouts. And he's the pitcher of record for Carson-Newman unless they can come back. The 0-1. Another swing and miss. Well, Ballant very uncomfortable with these sliders. He is grounded out and struck out so far in this game. Eagles behind by a run yet again. Reed delivers the 0-2. Tries another breaking pitch. This one bounces against the ground. And he counts at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Carson-Newman has had the leadoff man on base in each of their first 4 innings of the game. Taking the recipe that LR had yesterday when they had 8 of 9 reach. The 1-2 pitch. Another breaking ball. Really doesn't entice Ballant. It was way outside. And it's 2-2. Well, Reed's best pitch is the fastball, no question. And that breaking ball plays really well with that mix. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ballant. Reed lifts the leg and fires. And Ballant chops one to third base. Maxwell to his left. The third baseman picks and throws out Ballant. And for the first time today, Reed retires the leadoff man. So Zach Bose will stand in. Bose had an RBI triple his last time up. 1 out of 2 so far today. Eagles behind the Bears, 6-5. Carson-Newman has scored every inning they've been out there. But they still trail by a run and have never led in this game. First pitch from the right-hander. Bose takes on the outside corner for strike 1. Carson-Newman has had to go to the bullpen. And looking right now, the next pitch from Reed will be the 85th of the day. Eagles could get him out of here in the next couple innings. The 0-1. Bose skies it, shallow right, coming on Stover, going out Laskowski. Stover has plenty of time. Calling off Laskowski. And Carson-Newman has seen the first 2 retired here to begin this 5th inning. With 2 outs and nobody on, Nelson Smith, who is singled and drove in the game-tying run at the time in the 3rd with a ground out. That tied the score at 4. We've been tied at 1, 4, and 5. And with LR leading at 6-5, Reed looking for a 1-2-3 inning here in the 5th. The right-hander pitches, and Smith slashes it foul off of first base. 1 strike and nothing. Well, Reed walked 6 last week. He's walked 2 in this game, but none in the last 2+ innings. 1 strike and nothing the count. Reed delivers. Smith lines it out towards left field. Bean barely has to move. In fact, the only movement that he needs is to reach that brown leather mitt into the air to make the catch. And for the first time today, not only does Carson-Newman not score, they go quietly in 1-2-3 fashion in the 5th. Eagles held off of the board in the frame. LR leads it 6-5. Griff Hughes back to work. Can he throw up a 0? We'll find out when we come back here on the Eagles Sports Network.
We love to cheer for our home teams, like the Eagles. It means more when we're rooting for the people we know. Did you know Tri-Light is your home team internet provider? We're right here in Jefferson City, serving the people we know with our ultra-fast, ultra-reliable fiber broadband network. And we'd love to serve you. Learn more at trilight.net or by calling 833-847-0824. Go Eagles!
Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles.
Griff Hughes back out for his first full inning of work as Carson-Newman trails it 6-5. As we go to the sixth inning, it'll be the heart of the order. Caricotto to lead off for LR, and Hughes starts him with a sweeping slider that misses down and in for ball one. Caricotto flew out to left his first time up, and since has walked twice. 1 ball and no strikes. Hughes delivering. Yanks a fastball high and tight. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Well, Pridmore battled over 4+ innings of work. And now it's on Carson-Newman's bullpen. That was solid yesterday. Gave up a couple runs. 3 runs, rather, over 6 innings. The 2-0. Fastball hits the knees on the inside half. 2 balls and a strike. Two balls and 1 strike to count. Hughes sets up. He pitches and sweeps a slider through the zone for a called strike. And that evens the count at 2-2. Left-hander looking for the punch-out as he's ready with a 2-2. And that bounces up there. They want a check swing. They appeal down to first. And now Caricotto making the argument that that pitch hit him. Caricotto is pleading his case, and Chris Ramirez asking as well. Ashley Smith has not asked for any help from Thomas Perko. And now the umpires will get together to have a word. Tough to tell on the replay. Looked like maybe it caught the back right foot. And now the umpire's having a word with it. Right now it stands at a 3-ball and 2-strike count. And after the conversation, 3 umpires agree that it is 3-2 here at Caricotto. 6-5, Lenoir-Rhyne leads it here in the 6th. Looking to win a series against the Eagles for the 2nd year in a row. And a payoff pitch coming here from Hughes. And Caricotto rolls it into the Carson-Newman dugout, third base side. 3-2. Three balls and 2 strikes. Hughes again with a payoff pitch. Caricotto hits another ball over towards the third base dugout. And a pretty good battle going here between these two. Back and forth. With a breaking ball by Griff Hughes. Big hole in right center field. McLean playing towards left center. And yet again, another 3-2. Caricotto again chopping it third base side. It's a foul ball. And we will see pitch number 8 of this sequence. Who gives in first? 6-5 LR in the sixth. 3-2 once more. And that looked like strike three. And Carson-Newman does not get the call. Perhaps a little up in the zone. And the Eagles just don't get the call. And the fans certainly letting their voices be heard. Caricato walks for the third time. And in a 6-5 game, Stanford at the plate. He's 0 for 3. First pitch from Hughes is a fastball up and away for ball one. Well, with what we've seen today, Carson-Newman can ill afford to give up anything else. 1 ball and no strikes, the pitch. That's on the outside corner for a strike. It's 1-1. One ball and one strike. Hughes delivering. Zips a slider on the inside corner for a strike. It's 1-2. Caricato hasn't stolen a base this year. He's actually leaning towards first. 1 ball and 2 strikes, the pitch. Swing and a miss. Slider down and in, strike 3. And that is a punch out for Hughes, his second, as he gets Stanford. And now Tyler McPeak, who's 0 out of 3 today. McPeak has flown out, grounded out, and struck out. And with 1 out and a runner at first base, 6-5 Lenoir-Rhyne in the sixth. Hughes on the first base side. Pauses, pitches. And that misses outside for ball one. Well, Caricato almost looks like he's doing a stretch over at first base as Hughes looks at him. All the weight on the left side of his body, leaning back towards the bag. The 1-0. High and tight with a fastball, 2-0. So Hughes really doesn't have to pay too much attention to the runner at first as he looks down at the ground at first and now pitches. And a high pop-up by McPeak, right behind the plate, directly behind it, now leans towards third, and he makes the catch. Just off the dirt. And with 2 outs and Caricato still at first, Wade Kuda stands in. Kuda has extended his hitting streak with a double. It now sits at 12. 1 out of 3 today. 6-5 in the sixth. Hughes stretches, pitches, and backdoors a slider on the outside corner to get ahead at 0-1. Well, I expect a heavy dosage of those sliders here to Kuda. He can hit the fastball and crushed one out of here yesterday. 1 strike pitch. Swing and a miss. That pitch was up in the zone on a slider, and he just got a piece of it into the mid of Bright. No balls, 2 strikes. Caricato at first, 2 outs. Eagles behind by a run in the sixth. Hughes coming set. The left-hander has his eye on first, and now the pitch. And that yanked it down and in. Kuda actually got out of the way, and it's 1-2. Well, behind it 0-2, he easily could have taken that one for the team and put 2 men on with 2 outs. And the scorching hot hitting Bryce Stober in the on-deck circle. 1-2 the count, the pitch. That does hit him. Yanks a fastball inside. So with 2 outs, a hit batter, and there's 2 on for Stober, who's only been retired 1 time this weekend. He has 6 hits and a walk. And in 8 plate appearances, he's been on base 7 times. Let's see if Hughes can get Stober. 1-run game in the sixth. The left-hander pitches, and he misses up and away for ball one. When you talk about a big moment in this game, that is exactly what this is right now. 1 ball and no strikes. A look back at second, the pitch. Check swing on a breaking ball down. Wright did a good job of smothering it. Well, Hughes got ahead of Kuda 0-2, and he hit him. And now behind at 2-0, the Eagles are going to intentionally walk Stober.
That's plate number 4, Mason Maxwell.
So an intentional walk there, and with a left-hand hitter coming to the plate, Mason Maxwell, Eagles will take their chances here with Maxwell. 2 outs, bases now loaded. 6-5 game in the 6th. Hughes first pitch. Maxwell takes low for ball 1. Well, you talk about a monumental moment in this game and in this series. Here it is. Eagles down by a run in the 6th. Bases juiced, 2 outs. 1-0 the count from Hughes, the pitch. High, and he's fallen in a 2-0 hole. The Eagles can ill afford to let this thing get any further away. Against one of the nation's best pitching staffs. 2 balls and no strikes. The pitch. Maxwell swings and flips it into the screen, third base side. And it's 2-1. Hughes has gotten 4 outs in relief, but he's walked 2 and hit another here in this inning. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Maxwell swings and misses on a good slider down and away. And the count full at 2-2. Lenoir-Rhyne leads 6-5. Bases are loaded here in the 6th. 2 outs. Hughes v. Maxwell. And here comes the 2-2 offering from Hughes. Maxwell flies it into left field. Smith drifting back in front of the warning track. He's there to haul it in, and that ends the inning. Great work by Griff Hughes in the frame. And the Eagles able to keep LR off of the board in the 6th inning. We played 5.5. Carson-Newman is down by a run. Eagles looking to get back in this thing and tie the game for the 4th time today, and it'll have to come against a new pitcher. We'll tell you about him when we return here on the Eagles Sports Network.
At InterDigital, we strive to be a leading provider of cutting-edge digital and marketing solutions. At InterDigital, we want to help our clients find success. Our team of technology gurus work together to ensure InterDigital continues to progress forward as technology advances. At InterDigital, we make technology work for you. Visit interdigital.com for IT support, web development, virtual tours, graphic design, internet marketing, mobile app, and film production services.
InterDigital, laser focused on your success.
Serving East Tennessee for 40 years, Magaha Electric is the perfect choice for all your electrical projects. Magaha Electric specializes in commercial, retail, manufacturing, residential, and industrial contracting needs. Magaha Electric can provide superior service, technical know-how, and realistic budgeting for any size project in a timely, cost-effective manner. Visit MagahaElectric.com for all your electrical contracting needs. Magaha Electric, your East Tennessee electrical contracting source.
Lenoir-Rhyne turns it over to the bullpen. Jackson Reed, 5 innings, 5 earned runs, 8 hits, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. And Coach Chris Ramirez calls upon 6'4", 200-pound left-hander, a redshirt junior from Hickory, North Carolina, and Hickory Christian Academy. Andy Cook. He's given up runs in 6 consecutive outings. And Carson-Newman will have a chance. Down by just a run with the lower third of the lineup coming to the plate. Dalton McLean starts it off. He's 0 out of 2 so far today. The left-hander, the new pitcher in a 1-run game in the 6th. The pitch. And McLean spikes this out towards right center field. Stober giving chase. Still on the run. Still on the run. He dives. Cannot come up with it. McLean around first. He coasts into second base and stops there as Kuda comes over and gets the ball back in quickly. A leadoff double for Dalton McLean. It's the 9th hit of the day. And after Reed had retired the final 4 batters that he saw, the Eagles have the leadoff man on base for the 5th time in 6 innings. Down by a run, 6-5 here in the 6th. And here comes Aiden Gibson. He's had a nice day. A walk and a base hit. Maxwell expecting a bunt from third. 1-run game in the 6th. Cook brings it up there, and it's right down the middle for strike 1 call. Now Cook comes right over the top with it, working on the third base side of the rubber. 6-5's the score here in the last of the 6th. The left-hander comes set. He glances and pitches. And Gibson nearly pulled the trigger, but was able to lay off. And it counts even at a ball and a strike. Keeping our eyes tuned into the Palmetto State, Wingate and Newberry are tied at 2. That game's going to the bottom of the 5th. 1 ball and 1 strike to count to Gibson. Cook pitches. That's way outside. 2-1. Now you look at Cook's numbers this year. Good strikeout volume. The left-hander has struck out 32 in 28 2/3. Opponents hitting just .216 against him. 2-1 the count. Left-hander pitches. That is high and tight. It's 3 balls and a strike. We have Spencer Bright in the on-deck circle, who has his first career multi-hit game. Sitting in the on-deck circle, awaiting his turn. Eagles behind 6-5 in the 6th. 3-1 the count. The pitch, way off the plate, never gave it a chance. And the Eagles have the first 2 men aboard here in the last of the 6th inning. And out of the dugout comes Chris Ramirez, and he is immediately going right back into the bullpen. The all-of-a-sudden hot-hitting Spencer Bright will see a new pitcher, and we'll step out for a break. Eagles behind by a run in the 6th. Tell you about the new pitcher when we come back on the Eagles Sports Network.
Don't know what to wear on game day? Head over to shopseeandeagles.com for all of your Carson-Newman athletics gear. You can find clothing from Adidas, Columbia, Nike, and Under Armour to cover you from head to toe. ShopSeeingEagles.com also has duffel bags, backpacks, jewelry, pet supplies, and gifts. Don't waste any more time. Prove you are the ultimate Carson-Newman fan with the official gear of the Eagles at ShopSeeingEagles.com. Visit today.
I joined the Guard for the simple fact that I could be home and also in the military. So I can have a civilian job and also in the military. I would tell somebody who's trying to join the Guard, or thinking about it, that it's a great opportunity. Opportunities for school, training, discipline, leadership. There's a lot of opportunities. It broadens your perspective.
Text 278-ACR to 70000 to join the Tennessee Army National Guard.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
Looking to make your home more comfortable and affordable? Maybe a new electric heat pump or new attic insulation? And don't forget new doors and windows. AEC is here to help. We've got a quality contractor network, easy financing, and ANC inspects every job to assure the highest quality satisfaction. Visit our website at aecoop.org for application, contractor list, and more details. AEC, we're power with purpose.
When you're sick and tired of fast food and need a fresh home-cooked meal, turn to Lisa's Country Kitchen. Lisa's been cooking up her fresh, never-frozen food for the Lakeway area for more than 15 years. Lisa's cares about her customers. You may enter a stranger, but you'll leave a friend. From foot-long hot dogs to juicy steaks, Lisa's has the best food for the best prices.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
For the second time in the series, Lenoir-Rhyne summons Michael Allen out of the bullpen. Allen, redshirt senior from Manteo, North Carolina, came in yesterday in the 8th inning. He hit a batter and then promptly turned right around and got a double play ball of Zach Bose that ended Carson-Newman's threat in that inning when the Eagles had the bases loaded and 1 out, trailing at the time by a 10-4 tally. Here, he enters with runners at first and second, nobody out, Spencer Bright at the plate, Eagles behind 6-5. Allen, the right-hander, pitches. Bright squares the bunt. That pitch goes off of the backstop, bounces off of the backstop. It's recovered by Stanford, and both runners have to retreat. That ball was high, tight. Bright somehow not only was just able to get the bat out of the way, but able to get his body out of the way. And the count's at 1-0. Bright will square around again as the throw goes back to second base, and McLean just back safely. Laskowski was sneaking in there. Eagles down by a run, looking for a win against a ranked team for the second time this year. Here's the 1-0. Bright does bunt this one in the air, and this one will be played by Stanford, and Bright cannot get the job done. Well, that is a deflating moment if you're Carson-Newman on the bunt attempt from Bright. And now Allen, who got that double play yesterday, is a ground ball away from ending this inning. Bright today has walked and struck out twice. Eagles behind 6-5. This inning has a promising start. Allen stretches, he pitches, and Williams takes a slider on the outside corner for strike one. Well, Allen yesterday threw just 7 pitches. So you know he's fresh yet again today. Probably threw more in the bullpen the last 2 days. 1 strike pitch. Williams shoots it into left field. That one sinks in a hurry and drops in for a base hit. McLean had to double check to make sure that that ball would indeed fall. It does. Everybody moves up a base. Eagles have the bases loaded with 1 out here in the 6th. McLean to third. Gibson to second. Eagles into the double figure hit column now. Second hit of the weekend for Williams. And with the bases juiced and 1 out, here's Will Gibbs. Right-hander Allen pitches. Gibbs squares the bunt, and it's a strike on the outside corner. Gibbs today, 1 out of 3, had an RBI infield single his last time up. This is Carson-Newman's first double-digit hit effort against the league since the series finale at Newberry on March 25th. 1 strike and nothing to count. The pitch. Gibbs does square here. He bunts right through it. And now it's 0-2. Well, the Eagles are trying to get that runner in. Here's the problem, though, with that bunt is it is a force out at the plate. So you easily could have just shoveled the ball home. There was no tag that would be required. Right-hand pitcher pauses and brings it up there. And Gibbs lines it to second. Leaping effort by Laskowski to rob Gibbs of what would have been at least a game-tying base hit. That's a nice play by Laskowski to get the catch. Keep everybody where they're at. So here's James Denton. He's got 2 singles in this game. 6-5 the score here in the 6th. Bases loaded. This is a massive moment again. Allen pitches, and Denton swings. Hits a fly ball to right. Stober gets turned around. It's over his head. Bounces off of the fence. 1 run is in. Here comes Gibson. Williams right behind him. The throw to the plate in plenty of time to throw him out at the dish. And now the benches are clearing here as Stanford applied the tag right on the head of Williams. And the bench is clear. And both coaches step in front. But Carson-Newman has taken the lead on the 2-run double by James Denton. I mean, that play wasn't even close, and the fact that Stanford went right to the head of Williams, I mean, that's a Bush League move right there. He did not need to do that, and Carson-Newman's dugout came running out there. Eagles lead it 7-5. We'll sort through everything when we come back. Eagles on top by a run. Denton comes up clutch. Step out for a break on the Eagle Sports Network.
Domino's Pizza in Jefferson City and Morristown wants to help feed your business. When you're hungry at lunch, show your business card at Domino's in Jefferson City and Morristown when you make your purchase for pickup or delivery to get 25% off the entire order. That's 25% off your order at Domino's in Jeff City and Morristown when you show your business card. Call 865-471-6700 to get a pizza. Domino's, the official pizza of the Carson-Newman Eagles.
Insurance, it's about people, not things. It's about security. It's about confidence. It's about relationships. It's about trust. It's about you. As a local independent agent, Bible Insurance Agency can design an insurance program that's just right for you and your family. Give the people you love safe, sound, secure protection from Auto Owners Insurance. Call Bible Insurance Agency 423-586-4320 or go by 1600 East Andrew Johnson Highway in Morristown.
Well, they finally just broke up the conversation between the umpires after that ill-advised tag by Stanford at the plate. Carson-Newman has taken the lead, though. 7-6, that's more important. Zach Evans at the plate. Griff Hughes back out to work. And left-hander's first pitch, Evans fouls it back, and it's 1-0. Well, both of these sides fired up right now. And now Hughes just trying to settle in as Carson-Newman has taken their first lead of the game. 7-6. Hughes pitches, and this one's hit sharply out to second. Gibbs to a knee, picks it up, and throws out the runner at first base. 1 up, 1 down in the 7th. Griff Hughes having a fine relief outing so far. He worked out of a bases-loaded 2-out jam in the 6th. And here comes Blake Bean. Bean was retired by Hughes in the 5th. Other than that, he's got a 3-run homer, a double, and scoring 3 times. First pitch to him, misses high and tight for ball 1. 7-6, Carson-Newman out in front. Hughes, the left-hander, stretches, pitches, and Bean hits one in the air out to left. Smith going back all the way to the wall. On the warning track, he reaches up and he makes the catch. Right on the fence. A terrific play by Smith to make the grab out in left field. Had a long way to go. And that ball right up over his outstretched arm was able to bring it down. 2 outs, nobody on. Here's Laskowski. He is 2 out of 4, and he takes the first pitch fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. Carson-Newman leads by a run, 7-6, looking to even the series. 0-1 pitch. Laskowski bounces it foul, and Hughes getting ahead at no balls and 2 strikes. Juice is flowing here at the ballpark. Hughes looking for a 1-2-3 inning. Left-handers ready with an 0-2. Here it is. And he overthrows the fastball. You could tell that he was amped up on that one, and that ball was way outside. Counts at a ball and 2 strikes. Here in the 7th inning. The Eagles leading it by a run. Hughes settles in. The pitch. Laskowski takes low and outside. A slider drifts away. Counts even at 2-2. Eagles lead it by a run here in the 7th. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the pitch. Laskowski fouls it off. It was a slider inside this time around, and he was able to get around on it and foul it off. Two balls and 2 strikes. Left-hand pitcher brings it up there. Check swing, strike 3. And that ends the inning. Stretch time at the ballpark. Eagles lead 7-6. They'll bat for the first time today with a lead in hand. Step out for a break. Eagles will try to add to their tally when we come back on the Eagle Sports Network.
Protect your home from unwanted electrical surges like lightning. AEC can install a surge protection device at your electric meter. The device works by diverting excess voltage either back into the system or to the ground. AEC also offers power strips for use inside your home to protect electronics and other items. The cost of this protective service from AEC is $9.95 per month. Ordering today affords you no connection fee. AEC. We're power with purpose.
Dorm food got you down? Need a home-cooked meal? Then Lisa's Country Kitchen is for you. Lisa's Country Kitchen has been feeding Carson-Newman students for 15 years. Lisa's has a family-friendly atmosphere all day long. From the morning with her $2.99 breakfast specials to dinner with Lisa's fresh, never-frozen steaks. Carson-Newman students get a 10% discount with their student ID.
Lisa's Country Kitchen on Route 92 off Old Andrew Johnson Highway. The best food for the best prices.
New pitcher for Lenoir-Rhyne. It is Spencer Floyd, the sophomore from Maiden, North Carolina, becomes the 4th pitcher of the day for Coach Chris Ramirez's team. Floyd, his 15th appearance of the year. He's 1-0 with a 4.85 earned run average. 20 strikeouts in 13 innings pitched, and he'll get to go against Mitchell Ballant here in the 7th. Carson-Newman leads it 7-6. And Ballant, the right-hand hitter, as Floyd kicks the leg and pitches, and Ballant rips one down the left field line, but foul. He was hunting that first pitch and hit it down the line. Well, both of those runs in the last inning were charged to Cook in that frame. Allen officially an inning of work, 2 hits. He needs just 8 pitches. And now Floyd, the 4th pitcher of the day. So neither starting pitcher, your pitcher of record. Here's the 1-strike pitch. Fastball stays high, 1-1. Ballant today's 0 out of 3. Had a 9-game hitting streak entering the weekend, and so far he's 0 out of 6 here against this Bears pitching staff. 1-1 pitch from Floyd. Ballant fouls it into the screen. 1-2 in holding. Well, the Eagles have some activity, not just down in the bullpen, but also getting some of their better defensive players ready to go, just in case they elect to use those guys in the next inning or two. Here in the 7th, Carson-Newman has come back to tie the score 3 times and have taken the lead. The 1-2. Check swing. He did not hold up, and they will throw it down to first rather than tag Ballant. It is a strikeout, and it is the first out of the inning, and Ballant has struck out now for the 5th time this weekend. Here in the 7th, Zach Bose will get his turn. Bose 1 out of 3, had an RBI triple back in the 3rd. Eagles lead at 7-6 here in the 7th. The right-hander pitches and gets a strike on the outside corner on a slider, 0-1. Well, Lenoir-Rhyne certainly one of those teams that you think will compete in this region to get out and go to the World Series with their combination of pitching and hitting. The 0-1. Bose lines it back up the middle. That's a base hit. Second hit of the ball game for Zach Bose. And it's a 1-out base knock for Bose and the team's 12th hit of the game. And Nelson Smith, who has a hit and 3 trips, will step into the batter's box. How about Zach Bose? Had really been slumping these last couple months. He's got a 2-hit ball game. And he likes playing against LR. Mentioned the career-high 6 RBIs he had a couple years ago. And the first pitch to Smith is a ground ball to third, past the diving Maxwell, and down in the left field corner. Hustling to third base goes Bose. The throw would have been out at third for Bose, but it was cut off for some reason by Laskowski. Instead, it's a double. Well, there were 3 infielders over there, and it was a really fine effort by Bean to get to it quickly. Laskowski came all the way over from his second base position to get that baseball, and because he did so, that allowed Bose to get in there, who was lumbering over to the bag. The Eagles lead at 7-6. Here's Dalton McClain, 1 out of 3 in the game. And the right-hander kicks the leg and pitches, and there's a slider at the bottom of the zone for a strike. You could tell Maxwell's reaction as well. He knew that he had a chance. Now, granted, it wouldn't have been a easy just catch the ball, slap the tag. Maxwell was leaning towards second. Would have needed to make that play and then get the tag on, but nevertheless, would have at least made things interesting and probably gotten him. 1-strike pitch. Well low and outside. 1-1. McClain's had a good weekend. He's been on base 4 times. He's got a couple hits, including a double that started the 2-run 6th inning. Eagles lead at 7-6 here in the 7th. Right-hand pitcher comes set. He brings it up there, and McClain pops it up back behind the plate. Stanford will give it a glance, and this one ends up bouncing out in front of us and banging off of the window. Strike 2. Infield is in for LR. Well, can McClain get the runner in from third base at worst with 1 out? McClain's been successful 8 of 11 tries this year. The 1-2 bounces up there. That's a really good block by Stanford. That's excellent work. Pitch was off the plate, and it bounced up there, and Stanford was able to get down to that. And I think perhaps one of his bands popped behind him on his equipment, and he gets that tightened up and now squats back down behind the plates. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The right-hander pitches. McClain back up the middle. Into center field, a base hit. Bose is home. Right behind him is Smith. Carson-Newman leads it by 3. McClain a 2-run single. Dalton McLean, a perfect piece of hitting. With the infield in, had a lot of room to work with. (9-6). Eagles lead it here in the 7th. And here comes Aiden Gibson. First pitch to him is at the bottom of the zone for a called strike, 0-1. Carson-Newman got blown out yesterday, 12-4. Fell behind 9-0 early, had hits in just 2 innings. Today, they have had a hit in every inning. Reed retired the side in order in the 5th. Other than that, Carson-Newman has done well offensively. There goes the runner from first. Pitch bounces up there to the backstop. McLean swipes second. And the Eagles have another man in scoring position. I mean, McLean got an incredibly good jump. I mean, he was off and rolling, and he was about 4 strides into it by the time that ball was released. I don't think Stanford would have had a chance. And he was able to get to it to make sure that McLean wouldn't hustle over to third. And now, a trip to the mound here gives us a chance to update you on things in the Palmetto State. And Wingate has just taken the lead. Bulldogs have scored back-to-back innings and lead it 3-2 in the 7th. Seaver King has a home run and a couple RBIs with 3 hits. And after Wingate took game 1 yesterday, they are 9 outs away from taking game number 2, and they have something cooking in the 7th as well with 2 men on and 1 out. LMU leads Wise 8-2 through 5, and Limestone leading Emory and Henry 8-3. They're in the bottom of the 8th up in Virginia. Here it's 9-6, Carson-Newman on top. Gibson at the plate, 1-1 the count, 1 out. McLean at second. Floyd pitches, and it's a bouncing ball backwards foul. Counts at a ball and 2 strikes. Nine runs, 14 base hits, and 5 left on base for Carson-Newman. 6 runs, 8 hits, and 11 left the board for LR. Neither side has committed an error so far in the game. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Floyd checks second. He pitches, and Gibson spoils one, fouling it off of first base. Carson-Newman trailed 1-0, 4-1, 4-2, 5-4, and 6-5. They have since scored 4 unanswered. And they have a 3-run lead against the 15th ranked team in the country. Here's the 1-2. Strike 3 called. Well, Carson-Newman thought that pitch was up. I think Gibson thought the same. And instead, strike 3 is called, and Spencer Bright will bat with 2 outs and a runner at second base. That was a pretty good pitch by Floyd. It's right across the belt, maybe a little bit above it. Floyd's got his second punch out. LR's pitchers racking up punch outs yet again, as they have 8 of them. Right-hander against Spencer Bright, who's got 2 hits. The pitch, Bright swings and misses. 9-6, Carson-Newman on top, here in the 7th. Bright, his first career 2-hit day, snapped an 0 out of 20 slump with 2 hits so far in this game. Floyd's ready with a 1-strike pitch. Bright chops it to third base, but this one's foul. This is the 4th time in the last 15 games that Carson-Newman has double-digit hits. Two strikes and nothing to count. Floyd looks at second base, and here's the 0-2. Misses low and outside. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Carson-Newman looking to even this series up. Bears on the other side looking to win 3 straight against Carson-Newman for the first time in more than 2 decades. 9-6 here in the 7th. 1-2 the count. Macheka second base. Floyd pitches. There goes the runner. Bright strikes out swinging, and that ends the inning. But Carson-Newman gets 2 more as the Eagles get him in on the 2-run single from Dalton McClain. And we've played 7. We go to the 8th. Eagles on top, 9-6 here on the Eagles Sports Network.
We love to cheer for our home teams, like the Eagles. It means more when we're rooting for the people we know. Did you know Tri-Lite is your home team internet provider? We're right here in Jefferson City, serving the people we know with our ultra-fast, ultra-reliable fiber broadband network. And we'd love to serve you. Learn more at trilite.net or by calling 833-847-0824. Go Eagles!
Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles.
Sal Caricato leads off the 8th inning rather, and Carson-Newman goes into the bullpen and calls on its closer. It's Jake Wright back out there for the second time this week for the Eagles. And the right-hander will get Caricato, Stanford, and McPeak. And the first pitch from the right-hand pitcher misses down and in. Griff Hughes, 2 2/3 scoreless innings, walks 2, strikes out 3. Wright pitches, and Caricato takes low. 2 balls and no strikes right out of the gates to Caricato, who's walked 3 times here on the afternoon. 9-6, Carson-Newman out in front here in the 8th. The pitch. Right down the middle for a strike, 2-1. Well, Wright had his worst outing of the year against Young Harris. Gave up 3 earned on Wednesday, the 2-1. Misses high and tight, 3 balls and a strike. In fact, over the last calendar year, only one team has put up multiple runs against Wright, and that's Young Harris. 3 last year, 3 this year. The 3-1. That's a strike on the bottom of the zone, outside corner. 3-2 to Caricato. Now with Carson-Newman on top, 9-6, they have 6 outs to get. Wright readies. And the payoff pitch. Bounces up there, ball 4, and a leadoff walk to Caricato, who has walked for the 4th time today. He flew out in the first, and since he has drawn walks in 4 straight sequences. And here comes Cole Stanford, who's 0 out of 4 in this game. 9-6, Carson-Newman leads it here in the 8th. Wright works out of the stretch to Stanford, the pitch, and that misses inside for ball 1. Wright takes a trip behind the mound, grabs the rosin bag, adjusts his hat. His long locks flopping in the breeze. The 1-0. Hits the knees on the outside corner for a strike. It's 1-1. Wright again with a long walk behind the mound. Part of his routine. He likes to walk behind the mound, then go right up the hill. And here's the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Stanford can't catch up to it. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. 9-6, Carson-Newman in front here in the 8th. The 1-2. There's strike 3 called. Bottom of the zone. Wright gets the punch out and sits down Stanford. Seventh punch out by Carson-Newman pitching. And a nice pitch from Wright right at the kneecaps. And with one out and a runner at first, here's Tyler McPeak. He's 0 out of 4. Carson-Newman leads it 9-6. The pitch. Ground ball, hit out to short. Gibson picks, sidearms to second for 1. Throw to first. That's a double play. 6-4-3. Wright rolls it up. The Eagles are 3 outs away from evening the series. And they'll try to add some insurance as we go to the bottom of the 8th. 9-1 and 2 due up for the Eagles when we come back on the Eagles Sports Network.
At InterDigital, we strive to be a leading provider of cutting-edge digital and marketing solutions. At InterDigital, we want to help our clients find success. Our team of technology gurus work together to ensure InterDigital continues to progress forward as technology advances. At InterDigital, we make technology work for you. Visit interdigital.com for IT support, web development, virtual tours, graphic design, internet marketing, mobile app, and film production services.
InterDigital, laser focused on your success.
Serving East Tennessee for 40 years, Magaha Electric is the perfect choice for all your electrical projects. Magaha Electric specializes in commercial, retail, manufacturing, residential, and industrial contracting needs. Magaha Electric can provide superior service, technical know-how, and realistic budgeting for any size project in a timely, cost-effective manner. Visit MagahaElectric.com for all your electrical contracting needs. Magaha Electric, your East Tennessee electrical contracting source.
For the second straight day, we take a look at the left-hander, Caleb Cockerham, as he's back on in relief. Yesterday, he fired a scoreless inning despite some thrills to it. Gave up a hit and a walk, but eventually struck out Spencer Williams to end the ball game. And Cockerham is back out there to work. 5'8", 170 from Clemens, North Carolina. And the left-hander will get the top of Carson-Newman's lineup. Eagles have scored in every inning today with the exception of the 5th. And they lead at 9-6, looking to even the series. Williams has been on base twice, and the left-hander pitches. Williams bunts it straight back into the netting for strike 1. Well, Williams there looking to bunt his way aboard as he flashed the bat out there and bunted it straight back into the screen. 9-6. Carson-Newman out in front. The pitch on the outside corner for a strike. It's 0-2. Well, certainly it doesn't hurt to get a little more insurance for Carson-Newman as the Eagles have this lead right now. The 0-2 pitch from Cockerham. Williams flies it foul off of third base, and the count holds at no balls and 2 strikes. When you look at this season for Carson-Newman, they have double-digit runs just once since March 19th, and they've done it twice in league action. The 0-2. Williams flies it out towards shallow left center, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. Multi-hit day for Spencer Williams. And the Eagles get the leadoff man on base here in the 8th inning. How about hit number 15 of the afternoon for Carson-Newman? And Will Gibbs will get his turn. I mean, this is a LR pitching staff that had just been absolutely dominant this year. This matches the season high for hits allowed by LR's pitching staff. Both Anderson and Wingate have done so. Runner at first, 9-6 Eagles in the 8th. Gibbs squaring to bunt. This ball bounces up there, whirls up the first base line. Williams is into second base, and the Eagles can get him over without the need of a bunt. That'll be a wild pitch. So now, does Gibbs be asked to lay down a bunt with a runner out at second base? And Tom Griffin's going to have a word with Gibbs to answer that very question. Well, LR still has one of the league's best in Joshua Lanham to go in their rotation, a multi-time all-conference selection. 9-6 Carson-Newman on top here in the 8th. Hadn't led this weekend until the 6th. 1 ball and no strikes. Cockerum's ready. The left-hander coming set on the third base side. Here's the 1-0. Gibbs squares, pushes the bunt back to the mound. Cockerum will pick, throw to third, and they get the lead runner as Williams gets tagged out by Maxwell, and he's unable to get the bunt down. So the putout works 1-5. So here's James Denton. Takes a high fastball. One ball and no strikes. Well, Denton's had a great day. 3 hits, including the go-ahead 2-run double in the 6th. Cockerum will throw to first to check on Gibbs, who's got 5 steals this year. Carson-Newman leads it by 3. One ball and no strikes. There goes the runner. Cockerum throws to first. The throw down to second base. They're going to call a balk. So it is not going to be a stolen base officially. That's going to be a balk. I mean, Cockerum was picking towards first and then leaning towards home. And I mean, I think everybody in the ballpark knew that that was a balk. He almost fell over as well. So the count's 1-0, and the Eagles have a man in scoring position with 1 out. Lefty on left-hand hitter. Home plate umpire was the one that called the balk. Here's the pitch. Denton takes a slider on the inside corner for a strike. It's 1-1. Well, looking forward to the top of the 9th inning, Kuda, Stober, Maxwell due up. Should anybody reach Evans, that's 6, 7, and 8, but that number 7 hitter, Stober, has only been retired once. 1-1. Denton flies it foul off of the caging in front of the dugout, first base, or third base side, rather. Well, this has been an entertaining, thrilling ball game, and we'll have 1 more to go. One ball and 2 strikes. Cockerum sights the sign and now lifts the leg and pitches. And Denton swings and lines one out towards center field. Kudo racing back. He makes the catch. On the transfer, he bobbled it, and over to third base goes Gibbs. How many times can that happen this weekend? Gibbs over to third. Denton retired. And with 2 outs, it'll be on Mitch Ballant to try to get something done. That is the 3rd time this weekend that situation has occurred, where a pop-up or line-out has been caught, and then the outfielder or infielder trying to make the transfer has it fall to the ground. And the first base umpire, Thomas Perko, was right on top of that. Cockerum starts Ballant with a slider inside. That's a swing and miss for strike 1. 9-6, Carson-Newman out in front here in the 8th. A big insurance run stands 90 feet away. Cockerham holds and delivers. And balance, swings and misses. That was a fastball, and that was probably the best pitch that he was going to get to hit. Eagles out hitting the Bears 15-8 and outscoring LR 9-6. Here's the 0-2. Ballant fouls it back, got a fastball up and got a piece of it, clipping it straight back. No balls and 2 strikes. Lenoir-Rhyne has won 11 consecutive road games. They're 14-3 on the road. Left-hander Cockerham's ready. He pitches. Ballant spoils another one, fouling it off of first base. No balls and 2 strikes to count. Cockerham gets the sign. The left-hander lifts the leg and fires, and Ballant strikes out swinging. Got a slider up and away and couldn't get a piece of it. And that is how the inning comes to a close. The Eagles 3 outs away from ending the second longest road winning streak in the country. 9-6. We go to the 9th on the Eagles Sports Network.
Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles. Call 423-585-4000 for the Carson-Newman rate. Quality Suites of Morristown, the preferred hotel choice of the Eagles.
AEC is a distributor for Marathon energy-efficient water heaters. We offer 30-gallon to 105-gallon tanks. Marathon water heaters are durable, lightweight, and warranted not to leak as long as you own your home. Foam insulation allows these thermal storage units to provide long-lasting temperature control. Marathon's lightweight tank is easier to maneuver and position. And the bowl-shaped tank bottom allows complete sediment draining. AEC. We're power with purpose.
Several changes for Carson-Newman defensively. It is Ben Wilcoxon entering the game at third base. Spencer Williams flips from right field to left field, and Sam Stern enters the game in right. Jake Wright on the mound, and his first pitch to the right-hand hitting Wade Kuda misses inside for ball 1. Kuda has been on base twice. He's 1 for 3 on the day. Right-hand pitcher and right-hand batter. The 1-0 misses down and in. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Eagles lead at 9-6 here in the top of the 9th inning. Right working here out of the stretch in a 3-run game. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Beats Kuda with a fastball down. Here's the 2-1. That misses down and away. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. Well, you got the hot-hitting Bryce Stober in the on-deck circle. Right-hand pitcher. 3-1. Kuda laces this out to left center field. Williams will have to play it on a bounce. He bobbles it. It goes to the wall. Kuda to second base. And he's in there standing with a leadoff double. That ball was yanked into the alleyway. And Kuda's got his second hit of the day. And Bryce Stober, who's only been retired once all weekend, will step into the batter's box. That was the first hit for LR since Stober singled in the 5th. 9-6 here in the 9th. First pitch, fouled straight back. Stober with a second consecutive 3-hit day. 1 strike pitch from right. On the outside corner for a strike. It's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes the count. 9-6 the score here in the 9. Wright's 2-strike pitch, and it's grounded back up the middle. Gibson charges. He fields, throws on the run to first. In time by a half a step to get Stober. That was a nice play defensively by Aiden Gibson. On top of that, it keeps Kuda at second base. Well, that was a very good play by Gibson to get the out. That was a slow roller, and he runs very well to Stober. And it will bring a pinch hitter to the plate. Eli Willen will hit for the second time in this series. He pinch hit yesterday and drew a walk in the 9th. 9-6 here in the 9th. Righty versus lefty is right pitches. And Willen fouls the first pitch off the left-hand side for strike 1. Willen this year, 3 hits in 8 at-bats. 2 of those 3 hits have been doubles. You have Evans in the on-deck circle, and there's no doubt that Wright does not want to have things get any further than that. The 0-1, way up and away on a fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pridmore started it. 6 earned runs and 4 1/3. Hughes went next, 2 2/3 scoreless. Wright's gotten 4 outs with 1 hit and a walk. The 1-1. Willen lays off of a high fastball. 2 balls and a strike. The Eagles need 2 more outs to take down this top 15 Lenoir-Rhyne bunch, the reigning SAC tournament champs, and a team that entered the day a game behind Newberry. Here's the 2-1 from Wright. That's on the inside corner for a strike. It's 2-2. And this could be double trouble for LR because Newberry is losing 4-2. That game is in the 8th inning. Wingate looking to take down the Wolves for the second straight game. 2 balls, 2 strikes the pitch. Willen lunges after it, fouls it down the left field line. This one will get out of play. And we'll do it again. The next pitch that Wright throws will be his 25th of the day. Wright looking to iron out his second save of the year. Here's the pitch. That misses low, and the count goes full at 3-2, and Wright can ill afford to lose Willen. That would bring the tying run to the plate here in the 9th. Willen has drawn 5 walks this year in his 13 plate appearances. He's got a good eye at the plate. 3-2. Willen swings, and it's a high drive to straightaway center. McLean to the wall, reaches up. It is out of here. And just like that, it's a 1-run ball game. Nine to 8. On a 3-2 pitch, Willen swats a pinch hit homer. Well, after everything the Eagles have done, it's just a 1-run ball game on a 3-2 offering. So here's Zach Evans. He's 0 out of 4 today. 9-8 here in the 9th. Right pitches, and he starts him with a slider away for ball 1. The Eagles need 2 more outs. And they find a way to get the job done. Wright pauses the 1-0. That misses low and outside. It's 2 balls and no strikes. They got Bean in the on-deck circle. He's homered already today. LR with 2 more home runs in this game. Righty pitches, and here's a swing and miss. 2-1. 2 balls and a strike to count. The 2-1 pitch. That's high. 3 balls and a strike. Well, Jake Wright had given up 1 run all year, and now he's given up 5 in his last 2 outings. 3-1. High pop-up. This is the right side of the infield. Denton, the first baseman, calls. He makes the catch. and the Eagles are 1 out away. On a 3-1 pitch. That was a big one right there for Wright. And now we'll go to work on one of the league's best hitters. 4th in the country in home runs in Blake Bean. He's got 16 of them now. Only 3 players in the nation have more. And Coach Tom Griffin is out there to have a conversation with his battery of Spencer Bright and Jake Wright. Lenoir-Rhyne this year is 31-3. Check that. 32-3 when they score at least 4 runs. They put up 8 here today. And Blake Bean will be the man at the plate, the final out. Bears are 23-0 when they score at least 8 runs this season. 9-8 here in the 9th. First pitch to Bean. Swing and miss. Power versus power right there. Bean was looking to tie it on one swing. All right, he's ready. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. He is beating Bean with fastballs up. Down to the final strike. 9-8 Eagles in the 9th. Wright delivers. Bean gets a piece of this one, fouls it back. Well, right now it feels like if Wright is anywhere close to the zone, Bean is swinging. And he's swinging as hard as he possibly can. 0-2 the count. Wright pitches. This one was way up there and nearly Bean swung at it. That was up around his black helmet. 1-2. Eagles by a run. The right-hander Wright pitches. And that misses inside. Everybody in the ballpark thought it was strike 3. All right, and that looked pretty good. Didn't get the call. 2 outs. And here is the 2-2 from Wright. Popped back and out of here. And we'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, this is not unfamiliar territory for Carson-Newman. They have played 10 conference games decided by 2 runs or less. The 2-2. Bean fouls another one back. Excellent battle going here between one of the top relievers in the conference and one of the best hitters in the nation. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on. 9-8 Eagles in the 9th. The 2-2. That hits Bean. That hit him hard in the back. And now the tying run is on, and the potential go-ahead run is at the plate. So Bean hit by the pitch. And a pinch runner will be sent out there for LR. It'll be Ethan Smith again with 2 outs. So here's Laskowski. And the first pitch to the left-hand hitters off the plate away for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. That was pitch number 40 in relief for Wright. He's gotten 5 outs. He needs that 6th. Here's the 1-0. Laskowski swings and misses. Good fastball. Down and in. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, it was cloudy to start the game. It is now blue skies with some white puffy clouds overhead. The 1-1. That missed outside. 2-1. The Eagles trying to make this day one to remember and trying to even the series right now and in the nervy times. The 2-1. That's off on the outside corner for a strike. Wow. I mean, if that last pitch wasn't a strike, I'm surprised that that one was. But Wright gets the call. And yet again, here we are. 2 outs, tying run at first, 2-2 pitch from right. Laskowski fouls it off. Bright just couldn't squeeze it. Just caught a glimpse of the glove and popped over his head. Great to have you on board. We'll have game 2 of this doubleheader 30 minutes after the conclusion of this one. Here is another break-even pitch. Misses low, and we're full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. And Sal Caricato is in the on-deck circle. A double, a ground out. The 2-run home run from the pinch hitter Willen. Pop up to first, hit batter. And now a 3-2. The runner takes off. It is on the inside corner at the knees. Strike 3 called. Eagles take down the Bears in game number 2. How about Jake Wright dialing it up at the bottom of the zone? And Carson-Newman takes down LR 9-8. Jake Wright slams the door shut. And now we'll have a rubber game of this 3-game set coming up for you at about 3:30. We'll have that call for you here in a few moments. Both sides weren't happy with the umps, and we'll see how game 3 goes. Should be a fun one. Hang with us here on the Eagle Sports Network.